All right, so I can tell you can see the light and you're like, holy crap, this Dana guy, this goat farmer from Wisconsin is actually going to help me build a real sustainable, amazing, profitable, like bulletproof, like never fall for another shiny object again, like make all of my dreams come true, make my family and my friends and everybody proud of me business, right? Finally, cool. And hopefully you didn't have to spend a decade of your life struggling and like all that to get there like I did. I hope. I hope. And if you did, that's cool. Better late than never. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best is today, right? Okay, so with that being said, I want to go through. So earlier on, I introduced you to one of the two things that was missing in my business for the last decade that caused me to make a bunch of money, then get burnt out, and then crash and burn, and then have to redo and rebuild everything. And I want you to just not have to go through any of that. Right? So the first part of it was my why, right? I was missing a why, and that had to do with my client-centric mission. Okay, so now you have that done. Hopefully it's written down and it's right in front of you, staring at you. Maybe it's tattooed on your arm or your buddy's forehead. I don't care, but it needs to be done and it needs to be written down. And you need to memorize that son of a gun. Okay, so when you go to the next business party, someone asks what you do, just tell them your client-centric mission, and they'll be like, either they will walk away from you because you're a freak, or their jaw will be dropped and they'll want to know more. Maybe they'll even like somehow help you with it, whether it's they buy the thing you sell or they somehow collaborate. I don't know. Or they throw money at you just because they think you're awesome. I don't know. So anyway, the other thing that, so first of all, what that should do is it should give you extreme clarity, right? So clarity on why you're getting out of bed, why you're helping people, why you're selling stuff, like, right? Like all that stuff. And the other part, though, is as you build your value ladder, as you build stuff, as you're a crazy ADD entrepreneur like me, like we struggle with like, well, what should I be doing, right? Have you ever felt that way? Like, dude, like what should I don't even know what I should be doing right now, right? Like I get that way all the time. And this second thing after my why, finding out my why, like this is the answer. I finally have clarity. I know what I should be doing all the freaking time. You ready for it? It's so stupid, like simple and awesome. It's your critical number. Okay, so this should give you extreme clarity. When you want to go launch a podcast, or you want to go make a course, or you want to go make a YouTube video, or you want to do a Facebook Live, or you want to email your list, like whatever you want to do, I don't care. It should all come back to your critical number. That's what gives extreme clarity on everything. Like I do all that stuff. I write books, I make podcasts, I do all this like crazy stuff. I don't even know what I'm doing half the time, honestly. Remember when I said I do 10 things and if one works? Yes. Thank you, the other 9, for helping me find the one that worked. Now I realize like I can channel all that into one really, really good thing. So your critical number is the thing that predicts the health of the rest of your business. Okay. So if I haven't said that before, like if I have said it, excuse me, it's worth repeating, but like there's one thing that predicts the rest of your business, like the health of your business, and that's your critical number. So for me, it's my book. Okay. So for example, in one of my businesses, like in my Dream Hunter business, like here's my book, right? And I know that the more people that get this book in their hands, the more people will end up in the course, right? And everything else is awesome, right? So like the more people that read this book and consume this book, the more money I'll make, the more people will come into my world, the more people will talk about me, the more people I'll be able to serve. This is my critical number, right? So the more people I can get to consume my book, the better. That's like 100% what I'm driving toward. I'm driving like mad, trying to get as many people to have my book as humanly possible, right? I was missing that before. I didn't know what I was doing. Like I was like, am I selling the course? Am I selling the book? Am I doing a webinar? Am I selling my service? I don't know. I'm doing all of it, right? I'm doing a podcast. I'm doing YouTube videos. I'm doing emails. I'm doing like, I don't know what I'm doing. Now I do. I'm doing all that stuff so that I can get more books in people's hands. Does that make sense? So, the point is this. My focus and clarity is so extreme right now to the point where I know every single thing I do like is for a purpose. And it's not a random act anymore. So, I literally build everything around, everything else gets built around getting people into the book in people's hands. That's it. Even when I hire people, I'm like, how can this new person help get more books in people's hands? That's the question I answered. That's it. My critical number is all that matters. Like, the other stuff matters, yes, but like, that's the number one priority, is my critical number gets met. So what you need to figure out is what your critical number is. Okay, it could be a number of things. It could be, if you're using a book, cool. Whatever your front end offer is, right? That's probably your critical number. So if you're doing a webinar, let's say you're doing a webinar to an application, right, or something, right? Or let's say, okay, let me back up. Sorry. Let's say that you are doing a webinar. Your webinar pushes to your course. Let's say that you're digital, right? Well, your critical number might be the number of webinar attendees, because you know for every 100 that attend, 15 or 20 of them buy, right? Cool. So the more attendees you get, you're going to get 15 to 20% to buy. So crap, you need as many attendees as humanly possible. Go out there, do what you got to do, scream from the mountaintops, do whatever you got to do to get as many webinar attendees as possible. That's your critical number. Great. Let's say you have an application to a high-ticket service, right? Let's say that you are like my buddy and you do digital marketing, right? Well, maybe your critical number is, like for every 10 applications that come in, 5 of them buy like a $10,000 plus package. So you're like, holy crap, if I had 100 applications, I wouldn't have, instead of 5 people buying, I'd have 50 people buying, right? So you have to do whatever you got to do to get more applications. That's your critical number. And again, it goes back to what my buddy Hormozi said. He's like, the only difference between a huge company and a small one is the huge one just sells more, right? Instead of like 1 a week, they sell like 10 and 20, 30 a day. That's it, right? So it comes back to your critical number, right? So maybe for you, maybe you don't even know what it is right now, but that's okay. But like, figure out what your front end offer is. Let's go back to the service example, right? Let's say you have a service. Okay, so my buddy Mike and AJ, my buddies Mike and AJ, they have digital marketing. Okay, again, they sell, instead of that, they sell the thing that sells that thing, which is, again, review management. Okay, so maybe their more appropriate example is their critical number is they know is however many people they can get into the review management. Okay, so let's say for every 10 people they do review management, clean up the reviews, they get 5 clients, right? For the back end marketing, digital marketing packages, high ticket packages. Okay, so what does that mean? We need to get as many people into this reviews cleanup service as freaking possible, review management service, right? That's their critical number. So if you have a service, just like my buddy Trent, sells life insurance. Why? Or what does he sell? He sells auto insurance so that he can sell life insurance. What's his critical number? Well, let's say for every 10 people that buy auto insurance, 3 of them buy life insurance. Cool. So instead of having 10, let's have 100. If we get 100 people to buy auto insurance, we could get 30 people to buy life insurance. Then he gets a huge payday, right? So his critical number is what? The amount of people he can get to buy auto insurance. So everything he does is solely for the purpose of getting people to buy auto insurance. See how that works? So everything is focused into that thing. It's amazing, super amazing. So for me, again, so I have my book, right? That's my front end offer for my course. So everything I do is so that people can get this book in their hands. So when I do a webinar, it's to push this book. When I do podcasts, it's to push this book. When I do YouTube videos, it's for the book. When I do Facebook Lives, it's for the book. Like everything I do, email, everything is for this book. Okay, that has given me such extreme focus and clarity because I want to do all these million amazing things because I'm a crazy ADD entrepreneur. But now I can focus and channel all that energy on my critical number. Okay, so I want to continue to like open your mind. Like I want you to know how important it is to have your critical number. Okay, I didn't say there's 10 things you need. There's 10 things I was missing in my business for the last decade. There were. But there were 2 things that actually freaking mattered, that would have prevented my burnout, that would have prevented me going like this, that would have prevented me crashing and burning with my team. Having a why and having a critical number. That's it. Everything else, I would have been fine, honestly. So I want to think about a couple more examples or scenarios. So like I think about, so my buddy Dave sells physical products, right? So very interesting. Businesses, how different they are, physical products versus digital or service based. So again, don't say my business is different or I don't know how this works. I don't know. Just you have to figure it out. So that's why I'm brainstorming with you right now, so you can figure it out, because not figuring out is not an option. Okay, it's not an option. So here's the deal. My buddy Dave, he has physical products. So He sells the thing that sells the thing. Okay, you notice like all the people that are killing it, they sell the thing that sells the thing. They don't sell the thing. So he has a he's got teas that he sells. Like I think it's like I can't remember. It's like tea blends. It's over my head. I'm a farmer, so I goat farmer, by the way. And so anyway, so his like thing that he wants to sell are like teas. It's like a subscription to like this blend of teas or like this like I don't know, whatever you get like different teas. Okay, so he does sell the teas, right? But also before that, he sells the thing that sells the teas. So he sells matcha bowls, right? So I don't know what a matcha bowl is, but apparently it's something that somebody would buy before they would buy tea. And he sells the best dang matcha bowls, and he sells at cost. So he's like undercutting pretty much everybody else that's selling matcha bowls, and his bowl's better than theirs anyway. So everybody's buying his bowl. Why? Because he knows for every 10 customers that buy his bowl, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2, let's say 2 buy the tea. Okay, so he sells the thing that sells the thing, and then guess what? His critical number is what? He knows in order to sell a whole heck of a lot more tea, he has to get more bowls out to people. He's got to sell more bowls. So his critical number is the amount of bowls. Okay, for every 10 bowls, he gets 2 tea buyers. So that means every 100 bowls, he gets 20. For every 1,000, he gets 200. Okay, you see how that works? Big businesses just get that. That's it. They're different because they just sell more. That's it. So with that being said, you got to figure out and identify your critical number. And when you do, just build everything around that so that it all pushes and drives toward that. So sell the thing that sells the thing by building out a front-end offer, and then figure out what your critical number is. Your critical number might be the front-end offer thing, like mine is the book, like Dave's is the matcha bowl, right? Or it might be if you're running a webinar, like it might be your applications, or not applications, sorry, attendees, right? Like, although that's not necessarily the thing, right? But that's like your critical number, because you know, for every 10 people that register, or excuse me, that show up, 15 to 20% buy. So like 1 or 2 people buy, right? So again, identify your critical number, and it's going to make everything else just explode. It's going to be amazing. So got to do it though. So what is your critical number? Okay, so you figured out your front-end offers. Now, is your critical number your front-end offer? Is it however many people consume that thing, right? And you might not know right now. You can't snap your fingers and know this, but I can, because I know I've tested for every 10 people that buy my that consume my book, at least 1 of them comes into my course in the back door, right? So what makes sense logically to get more people in the course? Get more books out there. Okay, so figure out what your critical number is, double down on it, and then build everything around that, and you will have so much clarity on what you do. Your business will be so freaking healthy. It'll sustain a lot of these ups and downs, and compare that, or combine that with your why, and it is like what I was missing for the last 10 years, and you can thank me later. Send some Christmas cards to my goats. All right, keep going, keep watching. Please don't stop now. My gosh, we're almost done, and it's to the point where, like, dude, this is what you've needed, is it not? Like, have you not been missing this in your life? Come on. Okay, so don't stop now. Keep going, okay?